Get Away Station. Today we're going to be looking at some more slide guitar. Now all I've done to be able to tune the guitar for slide is I've played this first string and I've tuned it down 2 frets from an E to a D. So if I play this second string, note D here, 3rd fret, it's the same as the first string open. Effectively giving me a chord. Now I'm only going to play 3 strings with this slide. Now I've got different slides. This is the one that suits me the best. It's a stainless steel tube. It's very thick, very heavy. Other slides you can have are ones made out of glass, like this little glass slide here, tempered glass that is, or copper, which is this, and this is a copper pipe, a plumber's copper pipe. Anything will work to get the slide effect. The main thing that you have to do is not to press down too hard so that the strings are not touching the fret. You have to glide over the top of the frets, and there has to be some space between the string and the fret. So a guitar with a higher action is probably better to do it on than one with a relatively low action. This Telecaster's got a fairly low action, so I'm going to play on the 12th fret to begin with. I'm going to do the riffs on the 12th fret. If you come in with my left hand here, you'll be able to see. What I'm going to do is to take the slide and I'm going to play the 2nd string on the 11th fret. Then I'm going to slide up to the 12th fret. And then I'm going to play string 1, 2 and 3. So I'm going to let this chord ring out. It's important that we don't get... We want it to ring as a chord. So here's the first riff. And if we have a little bit of vibrato, either side of the fret, just moving the bottleneck, not too drastically, just either side, we're going to get a nice slide chord there. So here's the first riff. So we're going to play that 4 times. The riff here is just on the first 3 strings. It's very important to get the intonation right. In other words, you're directly over the 12th fret. When you fret the note, you always fret behind the fret when you press down, because you're trapping the string against the fret. So it's natural when we're going here, we have to be over the top of the 12th fret. So the first riff again. One I'm going to go down between the 4th and 5th fret, so the next chord is going to be built up on the 5th fret, and I'm going to do the same riff again, but only twice. Nice long sustain there. Then back up to the 12th fret. 7th fret, 6 till 7. Once, 4th to 5th. Up on the 12th. Now we have a bit of a turnaround there for the last bar, and I'm just going to go 15, 14, 13, 12. So here's the 12th bar in its entirety. I'm going to play 4 riffs on the 12th fret. I'm going to play 2 riffs on the 5th fret, back to the 12th fret for another 2 riffs. 1 on the 7th, 1 on the 5th, 1 on the 12th, and then I'm just going to have that turnaround. I'll play that all in a second for you, but with slide guitar it goes back to the 30s with people like Robert Johnson. And if you look at some of Robert Johnson's work, his slide work was instrumental for a lot of people. Robert Johnson used to confuse me because when I listened to it, it sounded very, very raw, and I could never understand the appeal until years and years later when I listened to it and someone said, well, let's try and see if we can work out how to play it. It was then that I realised that it sounds like there's 3 people playing at one time, and that was the technique of Robert Johnson. And it really did. There's certain parts where it seems like you can hear three separate things going on. I know Tommy Emmanuel can do that sort of thing, but back in the 30s it was pretty revolutionary. Now here's the 12 bar in its entirety. That's a little bit of slide guitar, just playing on 3 strings. I was using my right hand fingers just to pluck the strings, but you could do it with a plectrum if you wanted. The important thing is to mute or not to have the 6th, 5th or 4th strings ringing, just with this sort of thing. There are other bottleneck slide things where you can use all 6 strings, but this is just an easy way. You only have to tune 1 string down to get that chord, and then once you've got it, you can easily play a 12 bar blues with slide. I was using the thick stainless steel slide. You could use almost anything, like a screwdriver or a ratchet or anything, as long as it's smooth. You could play it flat on your knee if you wanted to. That doesn't matter, like a lap steel kind of thing like that. I find I haven't got that much control if I do it that way. Unless I hold the steel like this, then I can have more control over it. Even so, I still prefer to have it on the finger. It's more like a lap steel or a pedal steel guitar in that effect. Anyway, that's a little bit about slide guitar. I hope you have fun with that. It's a very easy way to do it. Just remember to tune your E string down 2 frets to a D, and then get the slide and have fun. Thank you.